Okay, we're here looking at our 2017 6.6 diesel Chevy 2500, and we have the dreaded leaks underneath this side happening at work. Reddish fluid, of course it's transmission fluid, and it's the cooler lines connected here at the cooler, and it's a pinch, so it could be right here on the steel. You see how this line looks like it's embedded or into that steel a little bit. Maybe that's it, and a little bit leaked up here and went straight down. Of course, soaked up everything under here. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. Or there's something else pinching off the backside of the steel. So there's a lot of good videos on getting to this. We're going to try to find some shortcuts. See if I don't have to take everything apart. So you can see I got the front grille off, no big deal. The top was of course easy, and then the grille, just have to be careful pulling all these snap releases out, just kind of wiggling each one at a time, working your way across, and there and down here, and you know, that came out fine. Now I'm looking, I was trying to avoid taking the bumper out, but it looks like I have to. I'm going to try to avoid taking this frame out. I know it's in the way here of trying to bring the valve assembly down. So down here at your valve block, that's where those lines go to. They're obviously connected here on the back side, here, further down. Yeah, we'll see, and it's a, I think it's a direct fit into the valve body. So you have to take the valve body off with these pipes. And that's how you buy it. I'll show you the part number in my giant bag that I got. They used to repair these, I think, for free until 2023. Now they're denying to do it, which is wonderful. No recall. So I'm going to figure out what's going on here with this plate. If this plate is the cause, and it's right here at that pinch, I'm gonna grind that plate out, give it a radius in here for some room for this, because I don't want this to happen again, especially not in another 5 years or so, which is what this lasted. But it looks like I got to take this bumper apart. I was trying to avoid that, but, and then this plastic piece is definitely in our way. All this is one. Try to give you a better look at this. It's all one piece, but since it's attached up here and it's on this slope of the brace, it looks really hard to get up and out. I may try it. So if I can save taking this brace off, all the better, because that includes your hood release, a couple other things. This little cooler here, I have to hang that with wire, which is no big deal. So let's try to avoid that if we can. We'll try to find some shortcuts for you. So I spent a lot of time last night up until dark going back and forth on different ideas. You know, can I drop this whole assembly down? You know, there's obviously rubber flex over here, so maybe turn the pipes up and shove everything down. Then I started looking down through here, and I see, like, oh God, there's nothing but everything in our way going down. It'd be hard to drop that valve assembly down through all of that. That looks like turbo pipe. Some kind, yeah, it's all kinds of stuff going on down there. So I think I'm back at the original plan, which is what the our friend C Farmer does on his video, where he goes bumper, takes this whole frame off. That allows us to get back here, gets this plastic out, because I can't get this off without getting the frame off, and I can't get the frame off without getting the lights off. There's a bolt there for the lights, here, but there's a sneaky one down back, and I got to take the bumper off to get to that one. So it's bumper, lights, frame, and then we'll have full clearance. And I'm going to try the method he was doing, where we take out this bolt, and I don't know, it looks kind of weird. It looks like all of this can come out with the bumper, this plate back here, but I think I have to take out, there's a part down below he disconnects, and it looks like I might have to take that one out, but we will see. Maybe that comes with it. We'll get underneath there and take a look, undo the plug, all that stuff, and then we'll go for bumper. And then we'll get into the rest. So here's our locking tab, and just put a little pry in there. Don't go crazy with pressure. See, I pulled that out. Get a little pry in here to help this tab out, help it up. And we'll see how tight this is. That may not be out enough. Let's see. Yeah, it seems like it's out far enough. I don't really feel any play with. And of course, everything's slimed up from that transmission fluid under here. So just gotta take your time and find out the best way to get a grip. There we go. So that's it. It's only like 3 wires in this giant plug. Okay, so that's out. That should free up the bumper electrically. And now we're going to go do a bolt over here and on the opposite side for this brace. Well, I was able to get the other one off. It turns out that nut does look like it's tack welded on the other side of this bolt. We'll find out when I pull this bumper off. I don't know what was causing the bolt to look funky, like it was sliding up and down. But I got it off with the impact, and what I ended up putting on is a, I don't know, I'm guessing this is somewhere around an 8-inch extension with a wobble. I have a wobble on this on this end, so trying not to do any damage on this bolt. So, and I refuse to take my bottom plastic off for now. It seems like a pretty good fit right there. So let's give this a wrap. There it goes. So that's a good way to take that off. I'll show you. I'll pull the camera out and show you what length I used. So that's there's the setup I used with the wobble extension there. Full universal gets kind of too flexible and spins out, doesn't have the torque, so these wobble extensions come in handy. And that's a 15. All right, let's move on. These come in real handy. Just go into the kitchen, promise that you'll buy a refill because you're putting greasy fingers all over everything. And get the snack bags to put your bolts in. So I'm going to call this lower bumper bolts, and maybe put underneath or something, so you have a good idea that it's not lower on the face of the frame. So yep, this is what I like to do, keep them in order. Yeah, it's not that big of a bolt job for this, and I am going to put it back together pretty quick, but you never know. You don't want to guess, because we got a bunch of bolts to pull off on this frame and bumper housing now. All right, let's roll. So if our friends are right, and our buddy C Farmer on his other video, it's this bolt and this bottom bolt down here. We'll get those two undone. We should have the bumper. I hope they're right. It looks kind of suspect because you think that this one's got to go too, and even this one. But I think all of this lower plate goes with us. So yeah, on this side, on the left side, it's these two, that one and that one. So let's give that a whirl. That's 18. So 18s. No hard effort there. And we'll see if this one's any different from the bottom one. Same length. That's good. They can go in the same bag then. Come on, feel it loose. See if I lower back all this. See if it flops out on me when we go down. I don't see anything hanging on. It's good to make sure that there's nothing else electrical or whatever connected. Okay, we got it. Not too bad. Maybe 60 pounds, 60, 70 pounds. Not too bad. Now that we can get to our light bolts, this is why you have to do the bumper first and then do your lights, because you got to take that bottom bolt off for your light housing. 2, 3, 4. Then the light comes off. And unfortunately, I got to take this side off since we have to take the frame off. So since we have to take the frame off, to get the frame off, you got to get the light off, because all this frame is in the way. So once we get this light off, that light off, this frame off, we're free and clear. Well, airbox, which is relatively easy. We'll do that in a few minutes. Let's get this whole front thing taken care of. And then we can rock and roll with removal of the old cooler pipes. Okay, these are all 10s, all 4 of these. Okay, this front one. Let's take this out. So this plastic part in here just kind of rocks forward and then lifts out. Try not to break that. Somebody who owned my truck before me broke and took the one on the other side. I gotta replace it. This one. Okay, and the front. Okay, pull this out and then be wary of the plug. Now this top one has a little alignment right here. So that would be it was in and forward, so it would be a back and up, push back and then up on this top piece here. Okay, let's see how secure our light is. It looks like side grab. There we go. All right, same thing. Kind of go up. Bottom one has an alignment piece too, so you gotta get a couple of them to deal with there. Okay, plugs out. Before you forget, you want to mark the bracket. So you put this in exactly the same spot for alignment's sake. So you just draw some lines in there, a couple up top, definitely the sides. So you get the top and the sides, and you'll have it right when you put it back. Because I'm not sure if those bolts float in there, so it's safer to make sure the bracket's safe. Take care of your electric. Okay. This pull tab is, yeah, it's pushing it pretty good. So just a push on the top, nice squeeze. That one came out. Now we got to get these brackets of wire away from the main bracket. I like to do that first before I go crazy taking all this off. So we're just going to carefully pull these out, try to save them. Okay. It's always good to have extras of these. You know what? Screw that. I should have left it. Let's try their... Ooh, that looks dangerous. I was going to say, you could do that. Let's try it. Let's try this. So if we don't break it, we're lucky. It's not that old, so we're okay. And then over here, we have what's going on here. We got one taped in here. So we need to pull that out because that's taped in there. We want to keep all that taped. And this one, somebody snap tied that one. So I'm going to pull that one off of there. And you know what? It's on the plastic, so get it off that plastic. It went through the plastic and the metal. So now, let's see. We're not free. What is this? This is a temperature sensor. So, everybody's changed their air filters before, so this is all nothing new. Your plug comes out, do your unlock first. Pull the plug. I've already loosened the band. And then you loosen these two. And you can use a slot. I grabbed a Phillips, but slot's probably easier, big slot. And I think the bolts stay with the housing. I'm gonna try to keep them with it. Sometimes they make it so they won't come out and fly away easily. Let's see. Let's try that. You gotta get the bottom off of the lip, which is an upward pull. So it's like this. Okay. And I got a keeper here. What kind is that? It looks like that'll come off pretty easily. Let's use a pry. Normally you could just probably roll this up, but I'm going to put it more out of our way. So I'm going to try to save this. Put the snap release models on here that are really nice and reusable. Okay. Don't forget about that. Okay. Now we have that. No, we don't. We have one more. We've got this one. It's pretty loose too. Okay, save that. So what I did was I used a screwdriver, gently went under here, gave it a little help. Wasn't much. Let's keep all our stuff out of the way here. Now we can pull our box out. Definitely better to pull the top piece out than the bottom. And I'll show you a view of this. Okay, see these ribs here? These two with ribs. Camera, I'll put it down. Here and here are where they go in. Pretty easy to get the frame off. Surrounded by 13s. Top, side, here, on this side, here, and here. But be aware, you have two long studs with number 10s that you need to take care of. There's 2 over here and 2 over there on the other side. So these are easy, nothing high torque here. Maybe their alignments, how they wanted it aligned when they were putting it on. But yeah, real easy to get off. But you need some, maybe a deep socket. Get them loose. Don't lose these nuts. Keep those together with these 13s. And we'll see how easy the 13 is. Okay, that's real easy. Good deal. Same size for the cooler. Got double check. Okay. Bottom. Save the center for last. That way it's held up. It's not flopping on you. Okay. So what I'm hoping is that our plastic piece that's blocking us comes out with it. Looks like maybe straight out and lift up. I don't know. Let's see. Nah, we're missing something. Something else has it. Something else. Something hidden. I feel it. That's loose. Oh, duh. The arms of it. So it's got 2 arms coming over these side brackets. Which, you know what? Is that all that together? This is welded to this. Ah, okay. So, sorry. There we go. Okay, it's got a lower arm. And this arm goes with the frame. So it looks like 2 more. So 2 more hidden 10s. Feel that? Yep, now we got that. So it's a hidden 10 over here. Okay. Okay, while we're here, before we get things slimed up, might as well grab yourself a soft brush. This is just a car wash brush I barely use. We can clean it later. Just nice and easy. Get all the bugs and crap out of here. You know, you can get your air out here too. I'm kind of far away from my compressor, so I'm just going to try this first. See how well it does. It's doing okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. You just don't want to damage anything. Don't put anything too stiff on this. Plenty of bees and pieces of stuff in there. What I'm going to do on this section, this may not show much with the dirt, is I'm going to draw as best I can a little radius scribe there, and we pull that hose out. We'll have it marked on this piece where it is, so if I decide to take that plate out, which looks like it might be attached to the main frame, so that might be tricky trying to notch that if that's our culprit. The other, that's here, if that stays in focus for you, that could be a pinch there. The other problem could be something going on right here, right behind here. I've seen other people pull theirs off and there's some kind of dimple pinch in that rubber right there. You know, all this obviously was pretty wet, but this was wet. This is suspicious. Always go to the highest part, and you can see evidence of all this being wet all the way down. So I got a feeling this one might be it too. We'll see. These will probably take off last. You pull these collars back, and there's a pin in there that you slide out. It looks like this one's going to come out the bottom. Same with this one. All right, we'll pull those pins out later. This is just a little pry piece here that will undo. Yep, it's a lift up, unlock, pull out. Be careful. You don't want this to break. Okay, we can leave it for now until we're ready. Hoses come around. There's a bumper here, looks like just a protection bumper. I don't see that connected to anything. And then here is our block right here. All right, looks like two 10s, one on top, one on the bottom, holding our block. And inside, you know, we'll take these two apart. They'll come out, same kind of thing. Pull those back, pull the pins apart. This stays, this goes. And then we got it. And then we put the new one on. All right, so let's start from in here. Pull these out, and then let me reset up the camera. All right, let's try this top one. Got our pick. Let's try that one for now. And the trick is keep these from flying, right? It's always the trick. So you don't have good access underneath, that's for sure. And it doesn't spin around. So let's figure out a good way to grab this. I'll make this one our learning curve, huh? Okay, get it out. Guess try to put your fingers under it. Hook in there, just kind of go down without getting your own fingers. And I'm not sure I pried this other side out. Kind of feels like it's still in. There we go. All right, it's too loose, and there it goes. Okay, it's a quiet fall. So I might have to use the magnet to find that. Don't like that. We'll find it though. Not many places I can go. And so that's ready. And that's going to go straight out. We'll pull the valve block that way when we undo those bolts. So, okay, let's get the bottom one. Been nice if they oriented that upward, huh? That would have been nicer. This one's hard to get your fingers around. Let's see if that little pry can help. Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay, that's loose. And that one actually looks like it's facing up. How about that? I'm going to get my magnet. Maybe we can go in from this side. Yep. Okay, it's coming out. And it just fluted in it. This may not be long enough. Yep. There's one. This isn't a powerful magnet, but it worked. I got one. Where's the other one? I lucked out. It fell on the ground. All right, let's move on to these bolts. I'm just going to use one of these ratchet combos. This bottom one, pretty tricky shot with the tube in here. Leave the top one connected when you're taking this one out. It's like a horseshoe clip around this housing here. Okay, we're out. Oh, don't break that. Don't break that clip. There we go. That was the help it needed. All right, so we're out. That's out. Let's go to the front. Let's get this piece pulled up. Get this piece pulled out. Pipes can come out that way. Now let's get our pick. These definitely don't roll. So it looks like where it's indented like that, where this indent is, goes in that slot. So as it goes around, that indent locks in there. So on this one, see it's upside down. You can see the ear and an ear. So if we come over here, see if we can get that out. Yep. And then let's see if we can pull that out. It looks like it's easier if you get the ear out like that. Then you can walk it around. No big deal. Nothing we can't clean up. Yeah, I can't move this out yet. There. That would go low. Give me a chance to, like that. Maybe then take the cooler down a little bit. Like that. And take those two out. And then I can go that way maybe. I don't know. Let's try that. Those. All right, now what are you gonna offer here? It's loose. Oh yeah. Thank God. Wow, Mamma Mia. Ain't that a treat? There we go. Wow, that did it. So there's your trick. You gotta take it. You gotta take it out of that tray here. Give yourself the right play to pull it back. Wow. Okay. All right, I can drip in there. One at a time it is. My God. You gotta roll it 7 ways to Sunday through here. What a mess. We got it out. Finally got the new one out. Thought I was recording, taking that out of this beastly pressure wrapped non-bag. But here's the part numbers for you. OEM from the dealer. Says over here too, same number there, 844-44069. Okay. All right, let's put it on. Cleaned up now. From inspecting this was the leak. It's on the edge right there. I don't see anything sharp behind this. It's all that edge on that one pipe. There's nothing sharp back here on the frame. So that was our culprit. And it's part of the truck's frame. We are not taking that plate off. It goes under continuous. It's part of the body. So we got to come up with a nice way to either wrap the pipe in something more protective like a steel saddle, or I don't think PVC would be good enough over time, or we find a way to grind that out a little bit and give it the clearance it needs. We'll think of something. It looks just like the same. I don't see like it's, if it was a different routing, I would say, okay, let's not notch that frame out. Maybe they fixed it with the pipe. It looks like that's not fixed on the route. So I'm going to try to find a way to grind that out. Let's play with some options. So last night, ran off and got some more grinding wheels. This is just the Dremel version of the grinding wheel. This is that new twist lock design. I hadn't seen this before. Pretty handy. Pull it down, push it through, turn it till it latches on the bottom, and then let go. It's pretty neat. It's probably been out a while and I just never noticed. So yeah, the multi-tool did not do a good job. That was really rough. So we're gonna smooth this back out with the grinder and get a nice edge going, and then maybe we'll touch up some of this. We'll see what I got. And so let's get going. Got my safety glasses on with my old man bifocals built in to help magnify and help me see what I'm doing. This was the best tool to get in here and get this angle. But that thing works great. So, I know this is hot, but I'm just trying to give it a nice smooth look in here. Maybe I'll put a wire wheel on it or something. Kind of smooth it off, see what that does. Just put a smidgen of alcohol on this. Okay, now that our paint is dried and our groove, let's start working this in. I'm gonna put our clips out near the ends. We're going to feed. Yeah, I know some people have tried to squeeze these hoses down and fit them through this gap here between the frame knuckle, I guess, and the support for the AC cooler. It's just too small. I'm only seeing barely a quarter to not even 3/8 of a gap there. So we're going to play it safe and feed it. We're going to start with the bottom one first. So we'll twist it around so that the tubing kind of works through here. Just kind of feed it. Let's see. So that goes through there. Oh yeah, like this. Kind of like this. Go upside down. So I can get this hose up. There we go. That was it. Put the valve down here on the bottom and feed these up. That's the ticket there. And then pull them through this groove. Come on. It's such a narrow channel. It's crazy they did this. I had to be an easier way for them to do this. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Now, that's looking much better. So, I guess the sleeve doesn't really move because the rubber's there. Let's get those up there so they don't get damaged. Okay, now that they're through, we got to get this monster in. And you see how you're kind of forced with this. Can't really sling it easily. Maybe we bring it back more so that we have the bend in the pipe. That's it. And then we go through. Alright, brackets. What's in our way here is tubing. Mindful of the tubing. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I need more of a bend to get this tubing in here. Wonder if I could feed that first, because I remember that being hard to get by here when I pulled the old one out. This was tough. I'm gonna get these parallel here. Okay. Getting closer. I'm pulling this metal back here because that was definitely a problem getting the old one out, so I can help it in there. Okay, getting close. Just be careful with that tubing. I'm gonna Okay. All right, it's past the hard part. You can always bend this back. This is real thin. Okay, now we got to go down a little high, and that's getting close to connection in there. All right, so I got this close to where we want it. I'm gonna bring the cooler in now. Well, I still have some flex here on all this stuff. I don't want this too locked in. Sandwich bags on those. Okay. So with this one, the two bolts were up top. These, of course, go over here. And while it's loose in my hand, I'm gonna snap these in. Now, we're forgetting to preload our clips. Okay, don't forget about this piece. Let's put this up here when we have it loose, and this will go around that bottom one. Get your piece up here and get it into the bracket. Now we can get these bolts in. There we go. Get a couple threads. Okay. All right. Looking good. That's looking good. Let's get these in first. Okay, the other one is gonna have to go in over here. Okay, we are in. Let's put this in. Snap this top one, and that is ready. Looking good. Okay, here's the good news. The new valve blocks already come with clips, so you don't need to worry about your clips in the new side. Okay, so let's see what we can maneuver here. Get these in. Looks like I have to go down a little bit. Get the bottom one. Get the bottom one first. Bottom would be tougher without. Let's do the bottom. Let's try to get a better angle on this, because I think there we go. See, I wasn't forward enough with that. That's all it took. Nice snap. Put our protection on while we can grab it. There we go. Little pull. That's in there. Okay, one more. And then there was one in there. Okay, we're good. I'll test pull on that. Yep, that's in. Okay. All right, let's put our 10s in. Where you're putting the bolts in to include the correct bolts. These are the long bolts. So these are the correct bolts in the cooler, not the short ones. Short ones are for the up top. Just keep that kind of loose. Okay, this one is a little tricky because it's long. There we go. Can't really get a socket on it, so let's try this. Don't go crazy with it, it's just plastic. Okay, now short bolts, those are the ones for up top. Well, we'll call it the valve assembly. Let's do our tricky one first. This one, thankfully, is not a long bolt, so it shouldn't take long. Come on. Okay, we're close. Let's snug this one in. You see why you need all this room here with the headlight out. I mean, some of this you might be able to do from inside, but this battery, the bottom of this, not battery, the air filter tray is in your way in there. I was looking at all kinds of ways to try to shortcut this job. Just wasn't so. Okay, we're in. Now we're going to position this rubber stop here, this protective one from that metal. And that's good. All right, pipes are in. Now, here's something I want to point out. all my work on that grind might have been all for naught, because you can see that, get my screwdriver, at this position the pipe is, I want to say, screwdriver width, so it's a good 1/4 inch. But look where they landed it lower. I held them together, and I don't see what was causing that to be in here from the other one. I held the old one against it, but it looks like they may have improved this. So you probably don't have to do this cutout like I did on the other one, but I'll certainly watch it. I'm gonna move that snap around. Maybe I could do, there, I got double, at least get some double fabric on this side if it does start to wander over. And if I see it really pressing up against this in the future, I'll have to take it apart, but I'll take this piece out too. So you may not have to deal with that. Maybe I should have dry installed it. I just didn't want to pull it all apart. All right, and I'm looking at the other hoses. Everything looks good down here. Just pushing a snap tie out of the way from pinching into that rubber hose. Time for the bumper. The corresponding steel with that welded nut is going to go on top of this and this. that alignment looks good. Okay, let's put our wobble on without touching the camera. Okay, how's that? Okay. We're in luck. No trips. Alright, it's time to end the video. It was a nice success. I'm sorry the sun is setting behind me, give me a little glare, but yeah, it worked out real well. And as you could see from the new pipe, it looks like it's going to avoid the frame, so you don't have to notch it out like I did. Even though I held them up side by side and they seem the same, so I'll keep an eye on it, see if the tubing wants to move in time, but we'll see what happens with that. So hopefully these steps will help you out. You know, like there's other good videos out there, like Sea Farmers. He does a great job with showing you things. I was trying to see if there was some kind of shortcut, but there wasn't. You really have to take all those pieces apart to get to this, because as you can see, it's not easy putting them back in. It takes a lot of twists and turns and you know, custom moves to get it snug where it needs to be. So hope this helps you out, and hopefully this will last for a long time, or as long as I own the truck. I don't want to have to do this again. I'm sure no one wants to, and certainly not have to pay a dealer a lot of money to do this. So you can see that there's no special tools involved here. You know, this is, you don't even have to have it up on a lift. I didn't have mine jacked up at all. So, all right, hope that helps you out. Best of luck to you.